Okay, so we'll talk about inflation and what it is and what it means to something called purchasing power. Okay, so let's say we have a dollar. Okay, very simple idea. And today we can buy a can of pop with a dollar. Okay, but it turns out that inflation, and I think it's usually something like 2% inflation, but to make it, actually no, let's try to be realistic. Let's say inflation per year is 2%. So we have an increase, not multiplying, but an increase of 2% inflation. Okay. Well, 2% of a dollar is point. Yeah, it's 2 cents exactly. So what it's saying is that new can of pop is now going to cost, because of our money inflation, if the company is smart and they want to make sure that they're still getting the same value of money, pop will now cost $1.02. But the problem is, so this is year 0, okay? 1 year, and this is 1 year later. Can of pop is now 2%. But if your, and this is where we talk about purchasing power, if your salary, say you make a salary of $2 a day, and you buy a can of pop every day, well, after you buy that can of pop, you still have, you subtract that dollar, you still have $1 left, right? But the next year, if my salary per day doesn't increase, I now have to subtract by 1.02, and now I only have 98 cents at the end of the day. So if my pay doesn't increase with the inflation of money, my purchasing power is decreasing. And as inflation grows, if my salary is not increasing, my purchasing power is decreasing by more and more and more. Okay? So that's what essentially inflation is to our power. Now, if your salary does increase by 2%, okay, then your purchasing power will end up staying the same. So usually, in order to say that your salary is the same as the year before, your salary actually has to increase and or decrease by whatever the inflation or deflation is in the economy.